Okay, well, we're at 5 o'clock. We've got a few people, and as people join us, we can just, Sean, you want to just add them as people join in?
Will do.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. I am Cindy Thompson from Thompson Travel Group. I'm joined with Sean Lasher from Thompson Golf Group and Scotty Horn from AmaWaterways. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I know it's a busy time of year, so I appreciate you being able to take time and join us for this wonderful webinar. So thank you. We are going to be talking a little bit about our wonderful trip that's coming up next October. It's the Waterways to Fairways European River Cruise, taking place October of 2024. And it is October 13th is when we will depart on the ship on AmaMagna. And then we will be on ship. We will have an opportunity for pre and post cruise stays as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, just know that this cruise isn't just for golfers. So if you are joining us and you are not a golfer, have no fear. I'm not a golfer either. So while there will be a lot for golfers to do and a wonderful time for golfers, there's a lot for people who aren't golfers as well. So we're going to just dive right into that. And Scotty, if you want to take it away with your presentation and show us a little bit more.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. And it's great to work with you, Cindy and Sean. Appreciate the opportunity to help your group really find their place. AmaWaterways is a leader in the river cruising industry, and we really are just the fine sweet spot. I know that's a word in golf, but we really are for a niche of river cruising. And it's interesting because we're not like most river cruise companies or others that you may have heard of or worked with. We are family owned. Our owner and founder, Rudy Schreiner, his lovely wife, Christine Karst, and Gary Murphy is also an owner. It's Gary's dad, who his name was Jimmy Murphy. He's no longer with us, but Gary's picked up the mantle and running with it and working right alongside both Rudy and Christine. What's unique is that Rudy is known as the godfather of cruising. And he got that nickname because he started at the age of 18. He built his own river raft and it did it on the Amazon, believe it or not. And then through time, he became the president of a brand known as Viking, which some of you have heard of, and we'll talk a little bit about them today. But he realized he could even do it better. And he's an architect. So one of the things that he designed was for his ships to have only a 4 to 5 foot draft, because getting stuck in low water is never a good thing. And he never wanted that to happen. So our ships have that 4 to 5 foot draft. Other brands have about a 10 to 12 foot draft. And yes, that 7 foot difference makes a big difference. The other thing he designed his ships to do is to have their top deck, all the railings fold in flat to the ground or the floor of the top deck. He also designed the bridge and all of the radar equipment to retract down so that we can slip underneath the bridges should the water be high. So last year alone, when other brands combined canceled about 37 to 38 sailings, AmaWaterways canceled 0. And that's a huge difference. So you know that from that standpoint, Ama is a great brand to cruise with. Now, Christine, she's adorable. She's wonderful. She's very involved on a day-to-day operations standpoint with our company. And she thought we would be uber successful if we could own 2 ships. Well, here we are 22 years later, and we own 28. And there are 5 more on the way. Now, again, this speaks volumes about the brand. We also are absolutely debt-free. Our building in California where we're headquartered is paid for. Every ship is paid for. And those 5 new ships that are coming, each one of them was paid for in cash before building even began. So you again know that when you do business with Ama, you're going to do business with a company that is solid and very, very well positioned. Let me throw this out there. Right now, when you do business with AmaWaterways, and even for your group, you're going to make a deposit. but your final payment isn't due for a long time from now. And that's a good thing, because that gives you time to make changes and maybe change your mind. But you can commit, make a deposit, and you're good to go. Let me just say this. If you're going to even book a cruise with, Cindy, and you're going to book it on your own for on a different ship and a different sail date, you don't owe us final payment until 90 days before your departure day comes around. That's incredible. The other brand that we were going to talk just a little bit about, their final payment date, they want all your money 30 days from the day you make the booking. So even if you're going to sail in the fall of 2025, you'll make a booking today, and by November 30th, you're going to owe them full payment. They need your money. We don't. That's another big difference. So celebrate with us our success, our great heritage, our great leaders, and the AMA love. And by the way, AMA does mean love. AMA in Italian and Latin. There you go. There's the heart. But this speaks volumes. 96% of the business that comes through our door comes through people just like Cindy. That means big difference. And again, the trust value that goes on between you and Cindy, and the trust value Cindy and other like-minded travel agents have with AMA. No other brand, hotel, airline, cruise line, tour operator, no one has the numbers of business coming through their doors like we do with our travel partner relationships. Now, it's been said that it's the ocean cruises that take you to a country, but it's the rivers that are going to take you through them. And boy, is that true. Look at this picture of the beautiful winding Moselle. It is where civilization started, on the riverbanks. Folks needed fresh water for their livestock. They needed it for agriculture. They then created their goods, and then they would travel up and down the rivers to trade. And that's where these beautiful little villages and towns all began. And the only way you're going to see them today is to do a river cruise, because even going by flight to Barcelona or to Germany and maybe visiting, whether you're going to go to Berlin or Munich, you're still not going to see these tiny little villages and towns unless you're really willing to travel way off the beaten path. Well, you don't have to on a river cruise. We're going to take you right to them. So you get to visit the villages like where, Beauty and the Beast got its, thought process and start, where Shakespeare got the idea for Romeo and Juliet. They all are in these tiny little villages, and you get to actually visit them when you cruise with AmaWaterways. Now, here's a ship, and it's just one of the current 28, but it's the most beautiful and the largest on the rivers, any river. It's called the AmaMagna. She is twice the width. She's longer, but she only carries 20% more guests. So I don't want you to think that because now we've gone big on river, we've also gone big on guest counts. 196 guests. And the next leading ship by Viking is 179, and the ship is much smaller. So you're going to see the difference in just a few minutes. But to really introduce this ship, I have a cool 6-minute video that is hosted by, well, you might have heard her or seen her on YouTube or on public TV, on the Home Garden channel. Her name is Samantha Brown, and I'm going to let her take it away from here.
Hi, I'm Samantha Brown, and I travel all over the world connecting with places and people. And there's someone I'd like you to meet. She is very important to me. There is nothing like her in the world. It's the AmaMagna. I'm going to be taking you on a personal tour of this state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind vessel that is truly the most magnificent ship sailing on a European river, or any river for that matter, in the world. Now, I may be a little biased because I am the vessel's godmother.
I name this ship AmaMagna. May God bless and protect her and all those who sail upon her.
Just a little proud, but hey, don't take my word for it. Let me take you on a personal tour so you can see for yourself. I think overall what makes the AmaMagna experience so unique is that she offers amenities known on larger cruise ships, but in a more personal, intimate setting. And I know what you're thinking. She said the word intimate, and that means small. Call that small?
First off, the AmaMagna is twice the width of traditional river ships, with only 20% more passengers. So it's space you're gonna feel.
Up here on this sun deck with the pool and hot tub, there is plenty of space to lounge. Whether you want to sit upright, recline, or not get up at all, the AmaMagna is all about having space. Lots of it. What do you say we go inside? With a bar on one side, a cappuccino machine on the other, and a dance floor right in the middle, this is where the ship congregates. This is the upper lounge. It's where we learn about all the upcoming ports. It's where we talk to one another about our day. It's where we celebrate and dance. There are spaces where you can join the fun crowd, be social, and have a drink. And then there are the quiet spaces where you can read and relax. There are also spaces where you can feel like you have the ship all to yourself. Like the Starboard Library. And there's also the Portside Library. Wait, maybe this is the port side. Or is this? But do you want to know where my favorite spot on board is? The Zen Wellness Room. It's bright and sunlit. It is so peaceful. There's a juice bar, cleansing water, and right next door, a gym. Or there's spin cycles on the aft outdoors so you can take in an intense spin class or put in a great workout. Or not.
As someone who is always on the road, I really value my personal time. Sometimes I like to join a group tour with a great guide who tells me all I need to know, and sometimes I want to stroll around a place, let my thoughts wander, and just go where the day takes me. So I love that the ship docks in the center of town, and I have the choice to spend each day exactly the way I want. After a day of discovering new places to love, I've worked up an appetite, and AmaMagna offers up not 1 or 2, but 4 dining choices. There's the beautiful main dining room, of course, but it also has unexpected places like the chef's table, with an open show kitchen where the chef prepares 5 delicious courses right before your eyes. There's al frescos for lighter, more casual meals, where the views are always stunning. But my favorite is Jimmy's, named after one of the co-founders of AmaWaterways. I was traveling with 3 generations of family, and we loved the big tables, shared platters, and exceptional atmosphere where wine and conversation flowed freely.
And this is where the AmaMagna experience really shines. It's truly for those people who don't want to just show family and friends pictures of their trip. They want those people to be in their pictures, to have those experiences with them.
So whether it's a pool to chill in, a restaurant where you can all gather for a great meal, a cinema to get together to watch a movie or play video games, there's space for everyone. When you travel, personal comfort is everything. There are 98 staterooms, with over half of them being spacious suites with full balconies, including this, the Grand Owner Suite, bigger than my first New York City apartment. And all the staterooms have plenty of storage space. And a river cruise first, 16 connecting staterooms, perfect for families.
The city tour through Vienna leaves in 15 minutes. Dinner's in 5. Who has my phone? Get your Buddha out of bed. We're in Pest. They work.
But I've saved the best for last when it comes to being on the AmaMagna. The Danube River herself and the countries she flows through. This beautiful waterway draws you into incredible history and culture that has unfolded along her banks. You feel physically connected to the region's natural beauty, to the quiet villages and grand cities and all the experiences along the way. And yet you always come back to the Danube to rest and recharge on your home away from home, the AmaMagna. This is a travel experience that will resonate throughout your life, an experience that you can share with your family and dear friends.
To see the world with those who mean the world to you, there is nothing better than the AmaMagna.
Even the AmaMagna has been named by Time magazine as one of the world's greatest places. To receive a designation like that is quite the achievement. And then ASTA, the American Society of Travel Agents, a huge, very powerful organization across the entire country, has even made us their Partner Company of the Year award now 3 years in a row. It's been quite an achievement there as well. So here she is sitting side by side, one of our competitors. And again, they carry 179 guests on that ship, and I'm only carrying 196 on the Magna. Huge difference. And oh my goodness, when we get into what we do and how we do it on the ship, the cruise experience itself, the comparisons just get bigger and broader. So when you're welcomed into this beautiful marble floor garden. It's like a Zen garden. You've got that al fresco restaurant as one dining choice, the chef's table experience for a second dining choice. You have the Zen wellness room, the theater, and look at these staterooms. Beautiful, even if it's only going to be an ocean or windowed view. Now, we don't have interior staterooms, so the least expensive that we do have to offer is the window view at 170 to 177 square feet. Then 355 square feet will get you a balconied stateroom. And another first, give Rudy credit for this one too, we have something called a twin balcony, in which we'll give you both a French and a sitting balcony in the same stateroom. And look at that, the TV does rise and lower right out of the credenza, and the bed has been turned to the back wall, so it doesn't ruin the view whatsoever. And look at this bathroom, a soaker tub, full-size walk-in shower, and dual vanities. The living space, the workstation, and every room does have a granite countertop or a wood beautiful countertop like this, but they also all have a flat screen Apple computer. The AmaMagna is really AmaMagnificent. So let's talk about the itinerary that your cruise with Cindy's golf group is actually going to take on the Magna. It's going to be a beautiful start in Budapest. You'll have 3 days in Budapest to really see. And by the way, it's 2 cities separated by the river. It's Buda and Pest, and you get to see them both. And then you're going to take the Queen of the River tour. Bratislava, Vienna, Krems, where you saw most of the video being shot from Samantha Brown. Then you're in the beautiful area of Spitz. You'll visit Linz, Passau, Vilsofen, and then you'll disembark and have 3 days to really unwind and visit Prague. And what a beautiful city Prague actually is. Let's talk about what's included in your cruise experience. Really, I should say, let's talk about what's not included, because that's easier. What's not included are gratuities, but they can be prepaid. They run about $147 per person. So knowing that, you can prepay that on your package, but gratuities are normally not just part of our standard fare. However, the only other 2 things that are not included are the spa and the gift shop. Everything else is. All those dining options, they're all included. There's no extra, or what we know in the cruise industry as specialty dining. There is no specialty dining upcharge, specialty restaurant price. It's all included. And you can do them more than once. So you could do specialty dining, seems like almost every night, and you'd never pay an upcharge. Now let's talk about the onboard experience. Now, I like this picture and I don't like this picture. Here's why I do like it. It's genuine. The smiles, the welcome, you are greeted by the captain, you're greeted by the staff captain and the cruise manager and the leading officers. Everyone is given a glass of champagne. And yes, ladies, every lady is handed a red rose. It's a beautiful little gift just to start off the cruise on the right foot. The reason I don't like the picture is it's the wardrobe. Everyone is a bit dressed up, but you don't have to be. It's casual. I don't know if you can see Sean or not, but his little, pullover hoodie and a shirt underneath it, something casual. You want to do, shorts in the summer. You want to do a sweater in the winter, whatever makes you comfortable, feel free to do that. There is one night that's called the Captain's Gala. Get dressed up for it. Don't get dressed up for it. That is also up to you. So don't take the wardrobe picture too seriously. Now, I will say that what we offer on our cruises are cruise managers. It's sort of like the cruise director, but oh my goodness, it's the cruise director that becomes your best friend. This is the person that is going to give you the inside scoop of everything you're going to get to see and visit. They are from the area. They're highly trained. They're highly educated, but they're super friendly and very personable. And because they're from the area, they know everything and they're happy to share it with you. And when you're just sitting on a sofa watching the world go by, they're going to share their personal stories with you, and they're going to want to hear yours from where you're from and everything that is important to you. But they are just really amazing folks that make a difference. When it comes to entertainment, we're also another group of firsts. Now, in our main lounge, it's the living room of the ship. That is where you're going to get to hear musicians and maybe some vocalists. There might be storytellers and folklore artists, but they're going to be the ones who entertain you in the evening. But let me just share quickly this great little story. This gal here is the leader of a trio called La Strada, and it's 2 violinists and a guitar player. And Rudy, our owner and founder, heard them playing on a street corner one afternoon. And they were playing for tips, and they were amazing. So he decided to invite them on board the ship and play for the audience that evening. And the guest reception of this trio was overwhelming. So he pulled them aside when the evening's entertainment was complete, sat by the fire with them and said, "Hey, how would you like to become business owners?" Well, these folks have been street performers playing for tips. Business owners? Yes. Actually, he got them to duplicate themselves 5 and 6 times. And this gal now heads the entire program of our trio groups that play on board, and they're all called La Strada. And what a cool story. He turned this trio playing for tips into business owners overnight. And it just speaks again to who we are, who our brand is, and how we share and feel the love. Another first is our wellness hosts. These guys and gals that lead our exercise program and wellness program, that's all they do. They're not waiting tables. They're not doing other things during the cruise. They're all about your health and your well-being, whether it's yoga at sunrise. And the only way I would do yoga at sunrise is with a glass of champagne. But I'm just saying. But you want to do yoga at sunrise, they're there. You want to do one-on-one strength training, one-on-one coaching, and weightlifting, they're there just to be your coach and your guide and help you along. Maybe you'll even develop your fitness program. We offer all types of excursions. Now, this is going to separate us from our competition a little bit too, because we offer 3 types of excursions. We're going to let you take full-on hiking, high energy, high impact, whatever term you want for it, excursions. We're also going to let you do slow moving, and really, if you're the only one that needs to go really gently and take your time, stop at a coffee shop every so often, we'll find a guide that will do that even just for you. But we also have a lot of excursions focused on castles and the entrances to the museums, wine tours, wine tasting, and look at the bicycles. Yes, even bicycle tours, because we have 25 bikes that live on board. You can take them off on your own and go do your own thing. You can do a bicycle tour if you want to do that too. But there are these pedal bikes. They're not e-bikes, but you can take a pedal bike and go do an excursion that way as well. Now, how many excursions do I want to give you in a day? As many as you can pack in. Typically, that's 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. If you want to be that busy, you can be. But I'm going to let you take up to all 5 excursions every day, absolutely free. It doesn't matter what type of excursion, what it includes, what it's doing. You have them all, and we give them to you all complimentary. There is that other brand out there that will give you 1 excursion a day. Even if you visit 2 villages in the same day, it's a walking tour. It's about 3 hours in length, and they only give you 1. The rest you pay for. Huge difference again in AMA versus competition. We love our Wi-Fi and we love staying connected, and we want you to be as connected as possible. It's the fastest. It's Starlink. And we have said right up until this summer when fuel hit its highest peak in cost that we spent more on our Wi-Fi than we did on fuel. And it's true. Now, we even have ways for you to stay connected to the folks back home all the time. You or pre-enter their email addresses long before you leave. And then every single day, all along the way, we'll do electronic postcards right back to your friends and family back home, letting them know and see what they're missing out because they didn't decide to join you. Oops. Food. Oh my goodness. Remember I said all the restaurants were included? Well, even the food in the main restaurant is exceptional. Our food is sourced every single day. Our chef goes to the farmer's market to get the fruits and vegetables. He goes to the meat market to get all the fresh meats and proteins, and he goes to the fish market. And everything is sourced locally, daily. We don't have microwaves on board, so when it comes time to cook, everything is an all-scratch kitchen. We can handle any desire, whether it's gluten-free, allergies, desires. We pretty much can handle just about anything. And because there is also no microwaves, the only thing we use our freezers for is ice cream and ice cubes. So we don't freeze anything either. It's the freshest all the time. Here is a shot of the chef's table restaurant. And what that is, like Samantha Brown said, is a 5 to 6 course. One couple even told me recently theirs was 7 courses, but 5, 6, or 7 courses. Each one is paired with a different wine and is introduced by the chef and the maitre d'. And what a wonderful experience. Now, you might not drink wine, you might not drink alcohol, and that's quite all right. Coffees, juices, sodas, waters, seltzers, all of those things, soft drinks are all readily available all the time. They're all complimentary. Now, at lunch and dinner, and yes, at breakfast if you want a mimosa, all of those beers and wines, and by the way, we also don't serve house wines, only fine wines from the region, and craft beers, IPA beers, only the best are served at lunch and dinner. And then outside of that, we also have a sip and sail cocktail party every single day. And that sip and sail cocktail party is in the living room of the ship. It lasts for about 90 minutes before dinner. And that is where you can have the old fashions, the Manhattans, the martinis, all those cocktails that you want absolutely free. Now, some of you may also have gone on ocean cruises and you know about drink packages. There's never a reason for a drink package. The reason being, if you wanted one of those cocktails or a Bloody Mary or anything else any other time of day or at a nightcap, the only cost is about €5. They're not even full bar prices. So I can't imagine with beer and wine and the sip and sail cocktail party that outside of that you would have and or want enough alcohol to warrant any kind of drink package. If you do, let's talk. A different conversation. So let's talk about your golf cruise. In specifics, you're going to be able to, if you want to play golf, play on up to 5 championship courses in 5 European countries. You're going to be able to play the very finest. This is where like our US Open is held. It's where their Open, where their championship competition is held. And you get to play in Slovakia, in Austria, in Germany, and Czech Republic. It's going to be an incredible opportunity. Now, here's what's included. When you get ready to leave the ship to go to the golf course, we're going to give you private Mercedes-Benz transfers. And then when you get to the course, you're also going to have a cart. You're going to have a round of a bucket of balls to practice at the tee. You're also going to have, or at the driving range, you're also going to get a small box of keepsake balls. At the end of play, your clubs are going to be cleaned for you. Lunch with beer and wine at the country club are going to be included. And then you're going to be given that transportation in the Mercedes-Benz back to the ship. So all 5 courses and all of that is available to you at $28.99 for all 5 rounds. Now, if you only want to play 4, and that's an option, to play 4. I can't go less than that. The package doesn't allow us to do that, but I can do 4 rounds and it's only $23.99. And you can work that out whether you want to play golf or not. So while, again, like Cindy said at the beginning, if you're not a golfer, don't worry about it. There's plenty of excursions. There's wine tasting. There's bicycle tours. There's plenty to go see and do. For the golfer, you've got everything you'd ever want in a golf experience. So let me close the entire presentation by not sharing my thoughts and feelings, Cindy's or Sean's, but I want you to hear from 2 couples that sailed with us this summer on the Danube, on the Magna, and let them tell you their story. Oops, their story's coming up. I should tell you that what we have is a group savings package for you. My faux pas and where the slide was, I thought it was the right slide. But let me tell you about the package that Cindy has for you. It's really going to be an incredible opportunity to sail at a reduced rate. Better than what you could get going on your own, and better than what you get calling us directly, and better than what you'll get by going FIT or, again, full individual guest tariff. It's best to go with a group like this. Here's now our happy couples.
So this is our first time on the river cruise ship, and I'm glad we picked the AmaMagna.
The crew has been spectacular. I mean, they're friendly, they're fun. We feel like we've gotten to know them well, and that they want to know us.
We've been to Europe before. I typically drive. This is a great opportunity where I can sit back while she's pointing at something, and I'm on the road, so now I can look, and that's what I like about it. I can participate in the views.
And this has been like our hotel, like our luxury hotel on the water, and we get to see all these different countries, and then we have to come home into this luxury room and like not have to unpack.
We had such a great experience. We like the size of the ship. We love the food and all the dining venues. The excursions are amazing. The guides are informative and knowledgeable and so passionate.
And I think we picked one of the best cruise lines and locations along the romantic Danube.
So folks, that is my presentation for you. And I thank you for joining us this evening. And I hope that you will decide to join Miss Cindy and Sean on this wonderful experience. I do want to tell you, now we realize folks are hesitant right now and they're holding off. Don't let that happen, because the rates are only going to go up. And the rate that we have guaranteed Cindy is only for a short window of time. And then we have to raise our rates even on her. And I don't want that to happen and have you decide to finally go and commit only to find the rates have changed. So we don't want you to miss out. Now, the last thing too is that we realize there's unsettling news in the world. There's unsettling things going on, but we would never, ever put our ships in harm's way. We would never decide to put our crew and our valued guests in harm's way. And so we are more than happy to continue sailing where and when it's safe. And that's the only way we're going to sail, is when and where it's safe. And right now we are having no problems, no complications. Folks are even coming back from Egypt saying things are beautiful and quiet and safe. I myself am leaving a week from today, a week from tomorrow, to get on a European cruise, and looking forward to it. I'm going to be doing Prague to Budapest, but I'm not doing it on the Magna. I'm doing it on the Amabella. But it's going to be a wonderful itinerary just the same. But it is really quite safe, and you have nothing to fear. And I believe that if things were to go really awry, I know that our company would do the right thing and protect you, and we would protect your money. And so we want you to be able to sail and sail with us with absolute confidence. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Cindy.
Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate it. Thank you for the presentation. I hope everybody got a little bit of information out of there that maybe have answered some questions. By the way, Sean just posted in the chat box that feel free to ask any questions in the Q&A section. If you have any questions, just type away and we'll get to those. A couple things that I wanted to just mention too. With my sailing that we are going to be doing, that we have contracted with AMA, and Scotty touched on this a little bit, but we have special pricing. We have been working on this particular sailing. In fact, if you go onto the AMA website, you will not find this sailing. This date is blocked out for us, and we have a special contracted price. If you are to look at the dates around this sailing, those prices are a lot higher, and they've actually gone up. So,
and they're going to go up again next week. We're going to do a price increase next week.
So we have a little bit more time under the contracted original pricing, because I did this so long ago and contracted this out, that things have only gone up. So if you are interested in doing something like this, this is the one to do it on, because you're not going to get to do this trip at this price through anyone else. This price is not available through anyone else. I've actually had even other agents reach out to me and be like, can I have my client get on? I'm like, sure, send them my way, but you can't get this price. So, you know, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I guess, but it is definitely a benefit for you to do this trip. Now, a couple of things that people have brought up is, oh, is it going to be really cold in October? Well, sure, anything can happen, but no, fall in Europe is like the most spectacular time to go to Europe, with the changing of the leaves, and it's just got a nice chill in the air, but not too cold. You can just do layers. By afternoon, you're taking off your jacket. It's such a lovely time to be in Europe, and the crowds are lower, which is really nice. So you're getting the best of everything at that time. It's a little bit of a shoulder season.
Yeah, if you've ever traveled to anywhere from Maryland, New Jersey, and even maybe New England in October, how beautiful it can be, you're going to get that exact same feel, only with all the castles and the old world, you know, architecture in the mix. It's like you've never seen before. It's spectacular.
Absolutely beautiful. So, you know, that's been a concern. I wanted to address that. People are like, oh, well, if it was in the summer. Well, I'll tell you, yes, if it was in the summer, then it would be probably twice as much. So just remember that, you know, we're getting the best of both worlds here. We're getting a really great time of year, beautiful time of year, not too hot, not too cold, but we're also getting great pricing at this time of year. I think a question came in and it flashed on, but I don't know, Sean, can you see it? There was a question, but I can't see it now.
Yeah, it's up in the chat instead of the Q&A. There's a chat button on yours.
Do you want to read the question to us, Sean?
Sure. Quick question about the golf. It says, I'm confused on the amount of golf courses and that package price. The website says 3 or 4 courses, and Scotty mentioned something that 4 was the minimum.
Yes, I am going to touch on that. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. Actually, Scotty usually has it through through their system. It is usually the 5-course package or 4 courses. We've worked out a deal with AMA. So actually, we actually contracted for 3 courses with a 4th or alternative course as an option, which is also a special deal. So again, the price is not as high as what Scotty had originally mentioned, that their usual golf package entails. So our 3-course package is $19.80 per person. You still get all those same inclusions if you do the 3 courses during the ship sailing. And then the 4th optional course is in Prague. If you do decide to come with us on the post extension to Prague, you can play that 4th course in Prague for another $450. Again, same inclusion, same everything.
Nice.
We felt like the reason we didn't do so many courses was because there are going to be people who are not golfing. There's going to be loved ones that maybe don't want to be gone from their spouse or friend, whoever they're with, the whole time. So we thought maybe that was a little too much. So we just dialed it back a little bit. But that is why. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. And hopefully I have answered that question for you. So it is 3 or 4 courses for our sailing, 3 on the ship and a 4th in Prague.
There you go. And I bet that was a package that Gary, the third guy in the picture, worked out for you. I'm really
I don't
a
know.
Gary thing.
It was, I had Petra work on it for me. So
Okay.
yeah, we got it going, but
There you
that
go.
was a concern, and I didn't want to take away from the people who are not golfing, to be away from their loved ones the whole time. So
Perfect.
it's kind of a nice mix of both. I know if you're an avid golfer, you could golf every day. I personally am not. So for me, the shore excursions are my thing, and let me at them. One of the other things that Scotty talked about was that there are things going on during the day. There are also things going on at night. Being that we are going to be in Germany during October, there is the Oktoberfest. So we will have a little Oktoberfest of our own. And there are like wine tastings and things going on at night too. So there's stuff going on all the time. You guys will never be bored. You will never feel like you're overwhelmed either. It is just the right mix, and Ama does it just so perfectly. It is just such a great experience. Any other questions at all? Anything else that anybody wants to ask? And if you have a question that comes up after the webinar, have no fear. Feel free to reach out to me. You can email me atchthompson@dreamvacations.com. Sean, if you want to type my email into the chat or Q&A or both, please take down my email. Feel free to reach out to me by email. My phone number also, I can say that out loud, is 480-866-8644. We do need all deposits in. So the prices are going to be going up later this month on this specific sailing. I've only got this contracted price for just so long, and then we're going to have to start raising. So, and some people have already noticed that even the deposit amount has gone up a little bit. So those things are going to start happening. So if you want to take this trip, jump on this now, because this is the time, because the prices will be changing. And it's not an if, it's a when.
Right. Right.
Okay. Sean, do you have anything else that you'd like to add from Thompson Golf Group?
No, I think you guys covered the courses really well. And they are just an amazing collection of courses, from, obviously playing the different countries, the events that they host, and, the designers of them. There's like it's going to be a real treat to play. Definitely courses you don't get to see very often.
Yeah, I know my husband is looking forward to it, and you are going to be joining us, Sean, and you'll be looking forward to it as well. I will be on the excursions with anybody who does not golf. So I and a lot of other ladies I know that are going on the cruise are going to be doing that. So, but if you are a lady and you're a golfer, then have no fear. There are some of those as well. So we've got, lots of people, lots of mix. We've got a great group going. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I really hope to see you guys there. So thank you for your time tonight. Scotty, Sean, thank you for being here. And again, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Check out the registration link as well for any other additional information. And hopefully I'll be talking to you all soon.